How y'all doing? That's good, that's good. This is a blessed moment for me. This is actually my first feature. So I want to thank all of y'all for coming out. I also want to thank the Black Poetry Theater for having me. So everybody give them a round of applause. For me, it's also a very important weekend. It's Martin Luther King's birthday. So I think this is perfect timing to have this event. It's a beautiful thing. I love to see things like this. So I'm going to let y'all know about my definition of a hero, and I hope y'all enjoy it. So growing up, like you said, I grew up in a military household, and my father, he was my hero. You know, he was there for me every step of the way. I came from a household where both my parents, they got divorced, and I think during the time I was coming up, not being there for your child was big. I had a lot of friends who had fathers who weren't there, but mine, he stuck with me the whole time. Brought me up from a little youngster to the man you see today. So this piece is dedicated to him. I once read, every man is either trying to make up for their father's mistakes or live up to their father's expectations. And I don't know about you, but my father, he left big shoes to fill. See, he taught me how to be a man, leading by example, as his actions echoed the words that entered one ear but somehow always exited the other. See, he just didn't plant a seed. He fertilized and nourished its growth, inspiring and raining down wisdom and rarely sheltering me from the storms, because experiences gained would only help fortify my roots. See, everything I had was earned, because he understood the ways of the world as responsibility and discipline were core values that were surgically injected into my soul. And respect was the only law of the land, but breaking it had unforgettable repercussions. My father was a dad, second to none, okay, maybe second to one, God-fearing, understanding that his will be done. And as much as I hate to admit, my reflection mirrors his in more ways than I'm willing to confess. I followed the footprints in the sand that I know that he left and continue to push past the rest as I promised him. I promised him that I never quit. Died before I ever submit, and he always told me, son, be the light to those who look to you. Lead and never follow the pack. Keep your focus forward, and it's okay to reminisce, but never look back. See, we often sparred with words, practicing our verbal combat as he revealed this gift of gab in me. See, sarcasm was a lesson learned at a young age in the household. You had to hold your own. And I was a target of scrutiny because the best was never good enough. But because of him, I stand before you proud, humbled, blessed, appreciative of the man he was, the man he is, and the man he will forever be. My father, that rare breed. If it wasn't for him, there wouldn't be me. See, I once read, every man is either trying to live up to their father's expectations or make up for their father's mistakes. And I don't know about you, but my dad, he left big shoes to fill. Thank you. He taught me a lot of lessons, I learned a lot from my dad. I looked up to him. This past year, he actually came this close to passing away unexpectedly. And I wrote that piece when I heard that. I wanted to rush home and take care of him for the first time, but I was unable to because he told me, he was like, you're not allowed to come home unless we can go play golf and hang out. And right now I'm in the hospital, so you can't come home. So, I really appreciate it. He's always been that strong male figure in my life, and he's really helped me out. Another good thing that he always taught me is how to treat a woman. And I think it's very important to know how to treat a woman. It's not about figuring them out. Growing up, I always thought that's what it was about. You gotta figure them out, figure out how to work with them. No, you just gotta accept them for who they are, and appreciate their mind. Because if you can appreciate their mind, then you can appreciate their body. So this next piece is me appreciating a woman's mind. I would love to engage your thoughts. So shall I propose on bended knee, presenting my philosophy as a token of endearment thus? One day your mind and my mind could jump the broom. You know, walk thought and thought down the aisle, and in the presence of the Most High, say the I do's. See, I want to spend the fortnight, allowing the honey complexion of the moon to transform some my ideas, compassionately infiltrate your frontal lobe. I want to caress your medulla oblongata with elements of my thought process and tickle your cerebral cortex until you come to a conclusion. See, I vow to stimulate your mind until dreams are confused with reality, and please understand that I only want to divorce the possibility of not being able to reach your mind with my thoughts. I want to be the effect to the cause of your ideas and make love in the sense that my thoughts will penetrate your mind, releasing fertile seeds of wisdom, impregnating you with my creativity so you can give birth to originality. I promise to continue to seduce knowledge and present it as a gift to tease the passions of your mind. And I would love to just court your inspirations. And my notion will ask you to imagine if reason could reflect the self-proclamation of mentality. See, you are the answer to my thought's purpose. So as we walk thought and thought through the valley of the shadows, I shall fear no evil, for your thoughts are with me. So allow my intellect to spare a moment to marvel at the chance of fusing our minds on a deeper level of understanding. See, I would love to engage your thoughts. Thank you.
That boy good.
My dad's military, Navy man. He did 27 years in the military. We get in the military, or everybody give it up for the military. So we travel all over the country every 2 years. He uprooted me and just went. And I loved it, honestly. Like, I thought it was the best experience you could have. I loved it. But he always taught me, hard work is, extremely important. Even when it doesn't necessarily pay off, it's all about knowing that you did the best job that you could do, And retired after 27 years, and he's still working currently at the same desk that he sat in when he was in the military. So I didn't choose to follow in his footsteps, but I currently work for the government as a contractor. And this is my ode to hard work. This is what I hope to pull out of life, my work life anyway. So it's called white collar. You mind if I take a sip of water? All right. I'm a white collar mercenary. A soldier of Fortune 500 companies ascending the ranks with an iron will to shatter the glass ceiling that attempts to impede as I climb this corporate ladder. Young, black, and gifted, his odds are stacked in opposition, but in a suit, tie, and wingtips I run this rat race in the endless pursuit of cheddar, covered in corner offices for my cubicle as I try to think outside the box, because being confined to an inbox has clouded my outlook, and I'm not a candidate for election, so no need to campaign in office politics for popularity, though I foresee a presidency in my future. Currently a young CEO because I capture every opportunity, armed with a Wall Street intelligence and a lethal ambition held that alone is a company asset. Labeled high potential. Nevertheless, my determination remains relentless. My motivation is the high octane that keeps me through this corporate grind. As my work week includes 60 hours, accruing vacation time like frequent fly miles, but I never seem to amass enough for a round trip. See, I'm a slave to standard operating procedures, and every promotion is a step closer to freedom. I'm a warrior on a mission to make a statement within the confines of compliance, a corporate thug with street dreams and caviar wishes as I attempt to cross over, but would never sell out. See, I'm a jack of all trades, pushing policies to the limit, broadening the scope of my job description just to assassinate the competition. And see, my superiors, they blaspheme as they worship productivity and efficiency, and would sell their souls for the secrets of how to do more with less, and with no less than preconceived notions I do more than expected, taking the reins of this corporate machine, generating capital and increasing the bottom line simply by eliminating liability. See, I'm a ghost-faced savior, because cash rules everything around me. So I offer my 2 cents on how to save 2 cents with a little common sense, but since the profit is shared, they just returned my 2 cents. I guess that's why I'm on the fringe of a benefit. I'm a survivor of this amazing race, learning the corporate world rules to this real world, hoping to make it from the bottom, make it to the top, that upper echelon. And so as I climb up the tax bracket to that exclusive 1%, there's no way that I'll ever be just another employee. See, I'm a ghost, I'm a white-collar mercenary, a soldier, a fortune. Thank you. So, in the spirit of Martin Luther King Day, I wrote this piece. I was unable to memorize it, but I figured there's no better place to do this piece. And, funny story, I'll tell you how I came about it. As everybody listens to the radio, there's a song called Just a Dream by Nelly. And I had the volume down, and I was talking to my dad on the phone, and all I saw was Just a Dream. And the first thing that came to my mind was the I Have a Dream speech. And I went home and I wrote this piece, and I mean, sometimes it just happens like that, you know, just a little bit, the tiniest bit of inspiration can just, you know, just take you all over the place. So I like to end the show, or in my feature, with this piece. I hope you enjoyed what you heard, and I hope you enjoy this next piece. He eloquently delivered epiphany, proclaiming a harmonious victory, and then injected his notions into the souls of those who heard him announce, I have a dream. And in that moment, the eyes of Our Lady Liberty went glassy as she reminisced of simplistic innocence of the journey that was born on the other side of the Atlantic. For her, freedom, the rights of life, and the pursuit of happiness, unaware that oppression, discrimination, and hate were also attempting to find a new place to rest their heads. And they did. In her bosom they lay, covered and comforted by lies and corruption, the true founding fathers of this nation. And as a result, he stated, we must forever conduct our struggle on a high plane of dignity and discipline. So the struggle civilly disobeyed the rule of law, staging sit-ins, protests, boycotts, and rallies as injustice was spat in our faces. Hate was released in the form of German shepherds, and the movement was sprayed with fire hoses as they tried to extinguish the Olympic flame that we hold true, standing our ground because this land was made sacred way before we ever graced its topsoil, and indecency has polluted its purity, and ideas have erased and attempted to manifest destiny. Now a new coeptus, but it's too soon to crown this enterprise with success. So he affirmed, the whirlwinds of revolt will continue to shake the foundation of our nation until the bright day of injustice emerges, and it will emerge. See, we have given the skin of our backs, the sweat of our brow, and the tears of our soul to a country that has infected us with the Jimmy Cricket complex and disguised it as opportunity, as we wish upon stars and wait for results. But see, this is a new era, and we are now fitted with the fierce urgency of now, no longer shucking and jiving, but conspiring to murder segregation and discrimination with a full clip of hollow-tip determination. We will not be stopped. Tempted to squeeze the hair trigger of revenge, but we display the restraint, tolerance, and resolve that was to us never afforded. And when he said, I have a dream today, truth was revealed because we all dream too. We dream that our yesterdays will never be forgotten, and our todays will only lead the way to our tomorrows. He stated, we hold these truths self-evident that all men are created equal, and imaginations imagine images of inspiration, and now immune to the ignorant intimidation because dreams can come true. But whose dream will we follow? Who will take the reins of this new age resistance to inspire minds to accomplish and never settle? It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream, the dream we still struggle to obtain as it is dangled just out of our grasp as we run life's treadmill at full speed. When can we stop running to live a life that so many have lived? When can we live the life that we have only been able to dream of? But see, change is on this nation's horizons. Preconceived notions will be laid to rest. Liberty will be unshackled and set free, so her grace can span from sea to shining sea, from rocky mountains to the plains of goldenrods, and the scales of injustice will finally be leveled with the weight that we have been carrying for so long. We will liberate our minds from this indentured servitude to commercial status quo, no longer allowing the media's miseducation to hypnotize our perception of ourselves. We too have set this country in motion as we slave to lay its foundation. Now it's time for us to be free at last. Free at last, God Almighty will be free at last. And all it took was his dream. Thank you.